There's a tremendous amount of religious switching in the United States. 35% of US adults no longer identify with the religion in which they say they were raised. That's 90 million people who have changed their religious identities. Religious switching is when people change their religion. It can be from one religion to another, but most of the religious switching in the United States is when people just stop identifying with the religion in which they were raised as children and say they no longer have any. One way to sum up the complicated picture of religious change in the United States is to think in terms of ratios, the number of people who have left each group and the number of people who've entered each group. Christianity has had the largest net losses. There are 6 people who've left Christianity for every 1 person who has become a Christian. Within the Christian category, the group that has had the largest losses is Catholicism. There are about 8 people who have left Catholicism for every 1 person who was not raised as a Catholic and has become a Catholic. Most large Protestant denominations in the United States have had net losses through religious switching. There's one important exception. Non-denominational Protestants have gained through religious switching. More people have entered non-denominational churches than have left them for other denominations. The category that has gained the most through religious switching is the unaffiliated. We call them nones, N-O-N-E-S. It's people who identify as atheist or agnostic or just nothing in particular. There are 6 people who've become unaffiliated after having been raised in some religion for every 1 person who was not raised in a religion and has become affiliated. Most non-Christian groups in the United States have neither large gains nor large losses through religious switching. For some of the non-Christian faiths in the United States, the retention rates are very high. For Hinduism and Islam, Judaism also has a pretty high retention rate. Protestantism has a little bit lower retention rate than that. It's about 57% of people in the United States who say they were raised as Catholics who are still Catholics. Among the lowest rates are Buddhists. Religious switching is hardly the only factor in religious change in the United States. Generational patterns are important here. Migration into and out of the country is important. And birth rates, fertility patterns of all sorts. The changing retention rates are a kind of snapshot or indicator of the overall trajectory of American religion, the growth of the nones, the decline over the long term of Christianity, and the complicated factors playing into that.